Good day. Today we wrap up the Working in the Chemistry Laboratory experiments. You've done a number of days where you've prepared lime water, learned how to use a lab burner, and made glass tubing of the right size, shape. And today we're going to use that for parts 4 and parts 5. So let's head to part 4 of your booklet. And it says testing for carbon dioxide. This one will be done as a demonstration. We're going to have a student. They're going to hold a small amount of lime water in a test tube. They're going to take a straw and they're just going to bubble through. They're going to exhale very slowly and carefully through the straw into the glass tubing, and we're going to see what a positive test for carbon dioxide is using lime water. So the bottom line is we're going to learn that lime water can be used to test for carbon dioxide, and we're going to see that positive test. In part 5, it gets a little more complicated. We have to set everything up properly here. We're going to have 2 Erlenmeyer flasks. They already will have stoppers in them. This will be a 1-hole stopper, 1 piece of glass tubing. This will be a 2-hole stopper with 2 pieces of glass tubing. Then you're going to dip this glass tubing, your medium length piece that has a bend in the middle. You're going to put it in glycerin. Glycerin's like syrup, very slimy, and it allows us to easily get the glass tubing in there. You want to make sure that you put the glass tubing in the stopper when the stopper is not in the flask, because the flask will limit how much the rubber stopper can expand. You'll do the same thing with this long one. You're going to put it in, glycerin again, and wiggle it in until it's in there. Be very careful as you do this. The glass breaks. It's going to be sharp. You could get a cut. And then we do the same thing with our shortest piece of glass tubing, again with glycerin, and we get it all installed. Then we adjust these heights. If these things don't end up being even on our table, we can put a book under one or other flask to get things so it's straight across like here. You'll need a piece of rubber hose that connects to those, and that's going to make it airtight. You're going to see you're going to have a certain amount of lime water in here, and this long tube has to reach into the lime water. Over here, this tubing has to be above the hydrochloric acid. We're going to do 2 reactions in there. The first reaction is we're going to take magnesium. So we're going to open this up. We're going to put magnesium in there, and this stopper has to be closed right away. It's going to generate a gas. The gas is going to go up this tube, across through the rubber hose, down this tube, and it has to be able to get in the lime water. This opening is so the pressure doesn't build up to blow things up. So any excess pressure can be vented out through that. And we'll note any changes in the lime water. After that, we'll replace our hydrochloric acid. If we had a change, we'll replace our lime water. And now we're going to add sodium carbonate to this. And we're going to do the same thing, but this is a powder, so we'll pour it in, quickly put the stopper on. Gas will run over here. And again, we'll test for lime water. So you have to record your observations of the hydrochloric acid in the flask, the magnesium that's going to go in the flask, and the lime water the first time. And the second time, you're going to have the same description of lime water, same description of hydrochloric acid, same description of lime water, but now you'll also describe the sodium carbonate. And then you have to describe what these things look like after the reaction. So after hydrochloric acid, what's happened there, and what's happened in the lime water. That will wrap up our lab, and then you have to work on the lab report. Quite a few questions, lots of details, and it has to be done neatly and with a great deal of care.